See what's coming towards you for Scorpio season, completing this during the full moon cycle. I've chosen a couple of different decks. I thought we'll start with tarot. I wanted to pull some answers from your ancestors, and I also wanted to get a couple of confirmations just from nature herself, the fae, nature spirits, just to help us ground as I am in the hemisphere where we are heading into the winter season. I can actually feel the cold in the air, and I think it'd be a really nice time for us to reflect. Scorpio season's a really wonderful reflective energy, and so it really helps us to make sure that everything that we're pouring in is something that we want to be pouring in, and everything that we're pouring out is something we want to be pouring out. So let's take a deep breath in together, torchbearers. And let's get these messages. All right, let's see what you need to hear. We have the Two of Cups. The Three of Cups, so progression here, 2, 3, and bottom of the deck energy is the Page of Cups. Okay. Wow. So whatever this reason of finding you, this reason this message is finding you has a lot to do with the ways that you're showing up emotionally with yourself, with others, and as well as how you, again, the message I channeled on how what you're pouring into your cup and what you're pouring out, like that actually is perfect for this as a reading. Not only I want to point out here, the 2 to 3 consecutive is showing progression here and quite like a good forward momentum. Two of Cups is a beautiful, it is the minor arcana of the Lover's card. So it is a harmonious soul and companionship. This is something that we first and foremost must see within ourselves in order to truly honor and see that within another. We can still have wonderful bonds and relationships, but in order to fully have joined this space of community authentically, we need to have fully taken the time to see the light and shadow of ourselves and really celebrate those aspects because they make up the whole that is you. I actually love that the depiction of here with the Two of Cups, they're on a snake, which is a symbol of transformation, a symbol of change. And also something I like to notice about the snake is that we tend to fear it. We tend to look at it as a symbol of fear. And so I like that this depiction here is a water snake coming out of the emotions, coming out of the depths of the water, but lifting up these two souls that are connecting in the middle of the night with all these little bats that are flying through the air, flitting and flying through the air, or flinging, maybe they're flinging dung. I don't know. You've been missing all the bad things of not been happening to you, because then you find that those around you are celebrating you, are rising up to meet you. And I also want to point out that you are rising up to meet them, especially with the 2 to 3 consecutive here, and the Page of Cups following that as well. I feel like the Page, strength is underneath that. We're not going to keep it, but just to show you, the Page of Cups in particular is a message coming forward, or an energy coming forward out of love, out of your heart space, out of a desire for it to be shared with others, as you can see here. I actually really like that this pail of water, it's almost like the rabbit in the cup behind him as he is running. It's like a frolic, what joy are you bringing to others? And your ancestors want you to be a little more open-hearted is what I'm getting from this message. If you've been struggling with the emotions or feeling like the currents are very overwhelming, get together with core community people that really help see and value who you are. This is a message that's been coming through very strongly in the collective. So make sure to gather with like-minded souls that help you feel supported, and someone that will actually take the time to connect with you and you them, because this, especially with Scorpio energy, the small talk, the surface level stuff is not what we're needing right now. We're needing real deep dive conversations and real, just holding space holding energy, love. Let's see what your ancestors have for you. The Hunter. Yeah, I feel that has been something, tracking. You've been learning how to hone your skills. I also want to point out the Hunter energy, especially connected with our ancestors. The hunter-gatherer energy was something very necessary for us in a time where we didn't have much to go into the winter season. And so that comes up a lot during this time frame now. And I think that noticing what areas we are pursuing in our lives and putting a lot of energy into that is maybe ready to be evolved or changed. Look, animal instinct, how interesting. Like I was just describing how we used hunting as a way of survival, and even the animals that were used in that, like deer. I talk about a lot about deer, its use of its hide, all of its meat, all of the bones, all have become tools and are used, and especially when done so with reverence, and if it is much more honorable in my opinion, and has a lot more honor and energetic sway of positivity towards it. And this instinct of this animal, I just feel like there has been a sense of looking over your shoulder, and you see the difference of mirroring energies of these, like almost like they're so distracted, they're not aware of what's happening, and that feels a little bit overwhelming or a little bit concerning. And so maybe you're afraid to completely let your shield down and gather with those that you care about, and Spirit's asking for you to really listen, because you know that things are happening for you, not to you. You've integrated this lesson, so there's a new sense of mentorship that is needed to be evolved into. And you can only do that if you start to come to the community spaces that you are not normally involved in or haven't been involved in a while. So really coming back to tending this garden and cultivating a space from an area that you've maybe put dedicated effort in, but not in the ways that are like just practicing your gifts or just practicing your support system for a community. And gifts meaning like the ability to listen, the ability to care for someone, the ability to rise up and fight with them, but making sure that you're also paying attention to how you need to be supported and communicating that, and how they need to be supported and listening to that. And so that you can actually show up in the ways that is beneficial to all involved. Music and somatic release could be really healing for you right now. I feel that could be something here with the sound music on the bottom of the deck. So maybe paying attention to that. I'm actually going to shift this over here, paying a little puzzle work here. We're going to move this up here, and we'll move this down here. And now the final cards I'm going to get here for your reading to see what else we need to hear is going to be these Fae energies, advice from Gaia. Like I've said, and even putting, I had talked about getting together with like-minded individuals, but in between those times, making sure you're cultivating your practices that keep you in a healthy state. I also want to talk about not being afraid that when you're pouring your cup out, what you're changing is that you're not pouring your cup out without intention. You're pouring your cup out with intention, and when you pour your cup out, now is the time that you get to replenish and refill your cup and have the joy of doing so. And with the correct tools and listening to your instincts and your intuition and paying attention, but still taking aligned action and really having a discernment on when to do so and when to listen to advice, when to take time to touch the earth and to plant new seeds and to get yourself into a somatic position so that you can actually integrate a lot of the energy that you've been working on and embody it, okay? Integration then leads to embodiment. And this is why with the jumping from the 2 to 3 cups to the page feels like a very big, takes a lot of strength here. On the bottom here, the strength card takes a lot of strength and foundation work. So making sure you're not overwhelming yourself, that it's okay to come back. You aren't going backwards. It's not 2 step forwards, 4 step back, which is not the saying, but I said it wrong, so I changed it. So make it something that's your own. Awareness, pay attention to the subtleties, look with new eyes. There are signs and omens everywhere, like right here, this reading that found you. Clarity on the bottom there. Let's see, a couple more cards here from the Fae and the reach out. This card has come up 3 times today. I've used this deck only 3 times, and it's come out every time. I reach out my hand and my heart to connect to and unite all of humanity. It's a big intention, a big part of what is needed right now in humanity, in Gaia. I really feel that, and this was why this deck I haven't used it in a while. It was reaching out. There was a sense of awareness coming from its energy. It's actually 2 decks combined that I combined. Bear, the healer here. I am loving and compassionate and able to bring healing to others. And then the bottom of the deck energy is Spirit awakens. I embrace my soul purpose and align all aspects of my life to it fully. I love it. That's absolutely beautiful. You are learning how to be the healer and be the healed. This is a process that is a natural state like the butterfly. You do it throughout your journey. You do it throughout your life. You've learned the outward exploration to gain knowledge, then going inwards to learn what parts of those knowledge resonate and how to integrate it. And that brings and activates your spiritual awareness, your physical body, and your heart and mind all in unity together. One card, thank you. Looks like 2 came out. Lavender, tranquility, kindness, and self-care. And mortar and pestle, integration, subtlety, and thoroughness. And bottom of the deck energy is the mushroom, recycling, breaking down problems. Just as a couple extra confirmations, I'm done channeling for you. I hope that I got the message that you needed to hear. I am going to pull a couple of charms. I say I'm done channeling, but I'm sure something will come out. But more of any charms that come out are meant to be a signifier of symbolism. Pay attention to the symbolism that's already on the papers. The animal guides that showed up, some of the ones I did not call out are like the blue jay or bluebird, or it looks like swallow actually in here. The owl, the butterfly I mentioned, the seahorses I did not, the rabbit I mentioned, the panther, or cougar, the bear, mushrooms, the snake, the dragonfly. So whatever else you're meant to have come through in your reality, these will be extra confirmations that you're on the right path and that you know exactly how to progress. Let's see what you got here. I have the typewriter, the wrench, the wolf, a heart with a little nurse hat on it, the Deathly Hallows symbol, the dragon, the bee, the rooster, the hot air balloon, a sun or a moon and stars, and a flower. I don't see any other ones that fell out. All right, torchbearers, thank you for watching. Have a good one. Follow for more readings and check out my TikTok, check out my Instagram, check out my YouTube. Wherever you're watching this reading, please subscribe, interact, comment, like, all those things. I appreciate you so much. See you soon, Torchies. If you'd like to work with the intention candle, you know where to do so. spiritguideapothecary.com.